can't.
here.
Alright, yeah.
All right. Well,
Mute unless you have a question.
I will go ahead and start. So this is Gullywash. It's probably one of my favorite maps. A lot of people don't like it because it's very small, but I'll teach you how to work around that. So we start out with the last point. As you can see, it's very small, very boxy. You got the ring up there. You got this point, very small box. Over here, you have a secret. And then beyond that, you basically have top left, top right, or like right spawn or left spawn in the corners. You have river over here, which flows down into water. This used to have actual water in it, so that's why it's called water. Leads up to the point. And then over here you have shutter or main. And then here, lower main. And then last thing up here, you'll hear people call this like balcony. I like to call it like launch pad or jump pad. Most of the time people will know what you're saying. Going through shutter or launch pad brings you into lobby, which has like an upper lobby, lower lobby, and then wood, which connects through lower main down to wood. Then there's a shutter door. This door down here is called baby door. I'll get to that later. You have stairs, which walk up to river. There's also like health packs to note down. Sometimes people are sitting on that, or like there's traps. So it's important to say like on the pill or just on the lobby pack. Up in river, you got bats, short for battlements. And it'll bring you to the second point, which also, this is where shutter connects to. Second point. Right here is the forward spawn. Up here, you just have above point. Back here, you can just call it above point as well. You almost never really call this place. You got rock over here. Choke. And then above choke, this entire area over here. Brings you over to bats. And then back over here. The reason this is called baby door is because this is called big door. Just because it's a big door, and that's a baby door over there.
Baby door!
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's go over to choke.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't try to push me.
Okay, anyway. We got choke over here, or choke's here, and then this is drop down right here because you can drop down, leads you into mid. But once you're on mid, you have elbow over here. Elbow's the one you can walk like inside, and then you have banana over on this side. A lot of people get these confused. So the main one I recommend that you focus on memorizing is just that this one is elbow. And then the other one you kind of rarely call. From here, it's mirrored. You got the point. Some people will call this the nipple. You got the crates. You don't really have people call that. Usually they'll just say like our side or their side. You have floor. Again, it'll be like ours or theirs. And then I guess the last thing that people really do is the lamppost right here. So I think that's about everything. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. So would Pyro be decent in defense in this map?
On last, yes.
Alright.
But I'll get to that. So do we all know our rollouts?
Not really.
We did a scrim on this and we did pretty good. We actually won the round we did on the Gullywash. We didn't win the round we scrimmed on the other one though.
But it would be nice to know the official one, so we won't be.
What I did as roamer was go out right door and jump up to that little platform and then hit another speed shot down to the gate and then reload a rocket and jump over to the point, or jump over to the door that leads to the point.
Okay, so I'll just go through every class just to keep it simple. So to start with roamer, you're gonna walk with your heels, get a buff, do a jump over to this door. Then from here you can do a jump. If you're good at rocket jumping, you might be able to time a rocket to do like a ramp slide up this ramp, and then you'll land like somewhere over here. And from here you can either like go over here, spam their big door, or you can choose to go up drop down. Roamer on this map has a lot of different options, but I'll kind of explore that once we're finished with the rollouts. For your scouts, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You're going to take the same path as your roamer, but you're just going to be walking the whole way. So I'm on soldier right now, but imagine now we're walking fast as a scout all the way through here. The important things are that your flank scout, your job is to pressure their demo. So you're going to do like a double jump up to this little ledge. If possible, do a double jump over here, but a lot of times it won't really be that possible. And your job is just to scare their demo and stop him from locking out your team. And then pocket scout, you're going to do one double jump up to here. Your medic's going to turn, grab onto you. You can either walk through that window and walk up with him. But personally, I prefer when my pocket scout keeps the vision and does a jump, double jump, and land over here. That way you're just seeing if anyone's doing a fast bomb on you. And then let me switch over to demo real quick to show the demo one. Okay, so demo, you're gonna jump, do your static jump and spawn, get a little closer to the door, and then you'll see this little line here. That's kind of where I like to put my sticky. But what you're supposed to do is jump over here to this little launch pad, place a sticky at your feet. Then if you actually hit the jump, you can land over here, and then you just jump over to choke. And then you start charging a sticky and shooting their big door. And I guess the last one, I can switch back over to soldier. For pocket soldier, it's pretty straightforward for you. It's just the normal escape plan rollout, where you're gonna do your 4 jumps and spawn. You'll get to, like, I don't know, somewhere around here, take out the escape plan, run around this corner. And then to get your arrow, you're just gonna put it away here, reload your rockets, and your medic will arrow you here, and then you're gonna walk up to here, and then you can like jump over to your side or do like a bomb on their side.
Okay.
Any questions about rollouts?
I have a quick heal priority.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I thought there was more to the question. So heal priority is going to be the same as on every map. You're going to buff your demo. Then as soon as you can start moving, you're going to switch over to your roamer. Your roamer is going to jump here. That's when you latch on to your scouts. If possible, when you get to this doorway, I like to like jump and preserve my like scout speed, and at the same time switch over to my roamer and give him a little buff. But if you can't, that's not too important. And then when you're here, that's when you'll take out your bow your pocket soldier, buff him up. And then the key thing for medic on this rollout is that you want to hug this corner. A lot of people will like see it sticky there and they'll try to take this wide. But if you take it wide, you're just letting him put multiple stickies there. You kind of just have to like face tank this damage and go as fast as possible so you don't get locked out.
Oh. So how would the mid play now?
Okay, so the middle, basically what you're trying to do is corral the entire team into this like box. So when your soldiers bomb, when your demo shoots them, they have nowhere to go and they all take the same damage. So how's that going to work in practice? Well, your demo, he's going to get to mid, and his job is just to slow them down. So you're shooting stickies at big door, but eventually they're going to get through and get to their side, in which case that's when you start shooting their side. And then the way I like to play this mid is that whichever team has their soldiers bomb first, you're likely going to be the team that wins. So call a timing on a double bomb. Like one of your soldiers will be like, are we ready to bomb? Everyone will be like, yep, we're all buffed. And then say like bombing in 2, and then in 2 seconds you're in, shooting them all. And then when your soldiers are double bombing, your scouts and demo walk across the point, and you just shoot everyone that's in the corner. And if there's people like not in the corner, your scouts can focus them down and then switch over to these guys, who will hopefully be weak, assuming your soldiers had a successful bomb. So that's a pretty basic run through of the mid fight. Any questions of that?
No.
Cool. Roamer, so you get the fun job. You are the one who gets to decide where your bomb is going to be coming from as like a blind bomb. One thing I said earlier was like you can jump over to here, spam the big door, coordinate your spam with your demo. If you and your demo get a lot of good spam, you can call that and then do a fast bomb into them, assuming your team is ready. But one of the key things is that if you're bombing from the ground and your pocket soldier is bombing from high, their scouts can't shoot both of you. So that's why you're like coming from the ground over there. Like normally it would seem kind of bad because you're jumping from low ground into scouts, and sometimes you're just going to get owned here. But hopefully your other soldier will be able to follow up on like that scout staring just at you. And then the other thing you can do is you're baiting your team a little on their bomb. Tell them to delay it until you're like here. Call your here ready to go up drop. That's when they bomb, and then come up drop and just shoot them in the back. That's kind of gonna be like your bread and butter on this map. I've seen also sometimes roamers like bait in big door and then like do a bomb off here, like maybe land here or something. But I don't know, to me that seems kind of bad because the scouts can see you. The biggest thing for scouts on this mid, you guys really need to count soldiers like more than any other map. If you see only one soldier, it's like, where's the second soldier? Oh, he's in our drop down. So when a soldier goes into your drop down, you have a choice. You can have your pocket scout get a buff and fight this guy if you are confident in that fight.
Sorry.
No worries. Or you guys can choose to go forward, go ahead, and ignore that guy and take the aggression, take the temporary 6v5. It's kind of just a personal thing. I recommend trying both out just to see like how this fight functions as a pocket scout. But again, my preference is almost always just to be the team that bombs across. There's a second mid that I didn't talk about where you go their side. If like nothing is working or you want to just like change things up a little, when you guys get to big door, your demo, instead of going choke, he's gonna bomb to lower main on his rollout and then come over this way. And then both your soldiers are gonna get here, do a bomb off of that wall, like try to just have a ton of early pressure, go straight into them, deal a ton of damage. Your demo is kind of just gonna spam here. Your medic's gonna pocket him until it's safe to go up, and then you guys walk up. Both of your scouts, you guys are gonna jump on that thing and then come over here, assist your soldiers, call focus fires. The key thing for your demo and medic is you guys don't want to walk up this a little too early, because if your soldiers and scouts aren't in position, their demo, who's like going to be right here, he'll just be lobbing like pipes or stickies at you and you'll just catch all of this damage and just die. So make sure like your soldier bombs are actually in effect, and then you'll be able to go and walk up. Cool. Any questions about that?
So that's all the way to fight mid.
Yeah, that's the fight if you choose to go into them. If you
That's
choose
the
to
ways
take it
we need
aggressive.
to know. If we try to memorize more, we're probably just gonna die because we can't decide which one we want to do.
Purple bomb at next time.
Yeah, have the choke rollout like normal play your side mid, have that be your default, and if that's not working at all, try changing it up.
This is just newcomer. We're trying to keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of teams though will try to like catch you off guard and do an aggressive mid on the first mid. So just be careful. Like if you're the demo, you get to mid early and you see people starting to posture this way, just like back up, let your team make space for you and fight them. And speaking of backing up, when you're backing up because you get pressured early, back up into elbow. A lot of demos are gonna back up into choke, but you're kind of separating yourself from your heals. Like your medic's gonna be trying to arrow you here. It's just kind of bad. If you're just closer over here, you'll be able to get healed a little better. Sick. Any questions? Cool. So let's say that you guys lost the mid, and it is full disad on last. So the one thing I want to point out on this mid, or this last, is that the point caps really fast. So soldiers, you guys have to be really on top of blocking the point. If you see someone go into water, one of your soldiers, likely your pocket, but it can be either, you'll sit here, get a 300 buff, and you'll be able to just like deny anyone that tries walking to the point. And scout is really bad on this last because you just don't have the space. You're going to be getting bombed. So it's much better to be an off class like heavy or NG. Especially on disad, you can either have a gun here, like on the bottom of these stairs. You can hide your gun here. Although most often you'll kind of see the gun like over in this general area. And then heavy, you can either play like with your gun, or sometimes you'll see heavies hiding in secret, ready to kill people that walk on the point. Although you have to recognize if you're doing that, you're kind of baiting your team. So just make sure everyone's aware of that. When the Uber comes in, try to kite through spawn. When you're kiting through spawn, you have to look out this window and make the choice of if they are trying to cut you off, because this is such a small doorway. If their demo shoots it, you're never getting out of it. And then you decide, let's just walk out this other door. Because these doors are so close, you're able to switch back and forth as needed. Oh, see ya. Anyway, the next part was, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's not too much. It's a small last on this one, so you have to kite the Uber through spawn, try to survive, try to keep the high ground. That's one thing. If you find that like you're getting stuffed going through spawn, you can also kite up towards shutter and stuff these guys. But you have to be a little careful with that because they can just walk their Uber up here and kill you if you don't time it right. So the safest option is always going to be going through spawn. Any questions about the last hold?
I have a question about what would an Uber out of here would look like?
Pushing out?
Yeah, pushing out with an Uber.
I will get to that. I'm just talking about the last hold right now.
I did.
Okay, so on even holds, it's pretty much the same, but your gun is going to be like right over here, your sentry gun that is. Then you'll have like a dispenser in this corner, and your medic will kind of chill around here, just keeping you out of the sniper sight lines. Oh yeah, and speaking of snipers, like sometimes you'll see defensive snipers on this map, especially if you guys have a fast spawn. You'll see a lot of snipers like sitting in river, and as soon as like you take your shot, you just got to get out of there. But other than that, sniper's not that great on disad. When it is even, sniper's pretty decent because they can run a sniper and you're just able to hold down the doorways a little better. But other than that, there's not really much holding on even on this. One thing to point out is that your pocket soldier on evens, you'll be kind of holding this pipe area, and as well as the shutter. So if someone's trying to peek the shutter, you can help fight that guy and push him back. And as well as if someone is on the launch pad, you'll be able to shoot them, force them out. A lot of tiny doorways. Soldiers are very powerful. Just make sure you guys are communicating to each other what each of you are watching. Like, for example, if you're roamer, who will typically be standing over here, if you get pushed back and have to go get resupply, let your pocket soldier know, and he'll be able to like rotate and fill in your position. Okay, so you successfully held, and now you're pushing out. This push out is going to be one of the only pushes where your demo is actually separating from your combo. Your demo and flank scout are actually going to clear lobby together. Make sure you're checking all these hiding spots. There's one hiding spot right here. Make sure one of you, either your demo or your flank scout, checks wood, because a lot of people like to stand here. So just be ready for that. And then as you guys are pushing out, have like a pocket scout or someone check secret. You can have your roamer go through water, and then your combo, you guys are going to be coming into river, pushing up here with both soldiers, pocket scout, and medic, and you're pushing out through river. The main thing here is that you're pushing out via high ground. Don't try to push through the shutters. They're going to be stickied almost all the time. You're going to have both your soldiers kind of do a bomb for space, call where the enemy team is, spam them out a little, and then kind of slowly work your way over to the point. Be careful of stickies on this wall, as well as like a soldier hiding up there. So if you're medic, make sure you're looking up, watching for like a high soldier bomb, and if it comes, just back up. And flanks or pocket scout, make sure you're kind of not getting too far from your medic. The only reason you're going to be having your medic commit is if you spot they're all out, like you can come. The important thing is for your demo and scout, you guys are trying to stop the back cap. So your demo, you're going to be sticking both these shutters, and that's kind of your job. Just survive, wait for your team to tell you it's clear. Then you can start checking and watching big door and making sure no one's trying to shove behind. That's the most important thing, because a lot of teams struggle with back caps on this map. And really just the fix is just clearing everything and then having your demo hold both of these doorways. And I guess the last thing, pocket scout, if you see there's stickies here, call it to your demo and shoot the stickies if you can. And if I should point out, if there are no stickies, call that as well. So then your demo can walk through here. Okay, any questions about pushing out of last?
Oh,
Cool. Typically you're not really gonna want to Uber out of last, but Sometimes you'll see they're like lingering around choke, to which you can just Uber around this corner. You'll take a soldier, try to land on them. You're probably not going to be able to chase through the choke. Yep, so that's pretty straightforward. So now let's say you did Uber, and now you're disad on second. Combo, that's gonna be everyone except your demo, because your demo can still be in lobby. You're gonna be chilling kind of over here. This seems really passive, but teams are able to come from big door and Uber in on you. So just make sure you guys are ready to leave. Try not to linger in river because it's really easy to get spammed in here. So just go out to last. It's a lot easier to hold last. That's right. Okay. And then demo and flanks out. You guys are kind of watching big door. If they push through big door, just like back up. You can put like traps on the shutters and try to get a cheeky pick, but likely something's not gonna happen. For your roamer, what I like to do is just this high bomb right here and then land in the choke point and try to force their medic as they come in. Cool. And then like your pocket soldier, if you want, you can be like spamming from by the point. Just the important thing is don't get caught when they come in. Try to get out fast. All right. Any questions about holding on disad?
So just mean the combo will be holding battlements, right? That's all it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty passive. One of the important things about holding second on disad is your people that are shutter have to be very communicative about if their team is pushing through choke or big door, because that's going to decide a lot like how aggressive you are. If they're pushing through big door, you can't stand over here. But if they're pushing through choke, you can afford to like be a little more aggressive. But just be ready to leave. Like just don't linger here. Cool. All right, what else? Holding on even. So a lot of teams, what they like to do is have both soldiers be choke, because you can spam this very hard, and then your medic is just sitting here like tanking them, and then flank scout and demo, you guys are watching this. You can also choose to have your demo and pocket soldier over at choke, and then your roamer is over at big door. But it's kind of less common these days. One of the important things about holding this point on even is that your medic needs to rotate to wherever their medic is. So if I'm the demo and I see, oh, they're bringing their heals to big door, I'm gonna call my medic over, and my medic's gonna come over here and start tanking me. Another important aspect, like don't back up into lobby because it's hard to get back over here. And you're just kind of isolating yourself. Like if you have a timing to go get this pack or like the ammo, that's perfectly fine. But if they're actively like pushing, don't back up into lobby.
Please don't. Please.
Any questions about holding on even on second?
I would like to just learn about what happened or push out.
What was that? You kind of cut out.
Sorry. I just want to see how we'll be pushing out of second with an Uber and without an Uber.
Yep, I'll be doing that next. Okay, so let's move on. Basically, if you're going to be milking the Uber, you're going to want to go through choke. Make sure you check drop down, see if there's no one there. You're good. have your pocket scout like check all these hiding spots. You have to check pretty deep into elbow here, but generally, if you don't really want to do that, like you can splash a rocket. I think it's like, I don't know, somewhere over here, and if someone's hiding in this corner, it'll splash them, and then you'll be good. One thing I like to have is have pocket soldier be the one that clears drop down, because then you can just jump up to your side, and if anyone's here hiding, like you'll see them. If there are stickies, you'll see them. And it just helps create a little space for your pocket scout, who has a million things in the world to be dealing with here. There's going to be a lot of stickies around like all of these corners, around these boxes up here. So this is probably one of the worst chokes to push in as pocket scout, because there's just so many stickies. You don't actually have to clear all of it though. Just clear one path and then tell your medic to go through that path. So like if you go over here, see there's no stickies, like, okay, walk this way. All right, no stickies. All right, cool, we're walking this way. Like you don't want to have your pocket scout be like, all right, medic, I don't see any stickies. And then your medic is like, okay, let's go. And then there's a sticky on this wall. So just make sure you guys are communicating.
Okay, so one block. Have fun playing Minesweeper.
That's really what it is. And the problem is like there's not really enough space to actually clear these without being close to them. So sometimes you're just gonna have the trap dead on you. But as a medic, that feels great because then I'm like sick, no traps. Okay, and at this point your demo will in fact be linked up with you and be walking through the choke with you. Make sure you guys are checking like these hiding spots. Soldiers like to sit on them. Like I said, over there, people like to sit in. Just so many hiding spots. And then like as you're walking in, make sure you're watching for bombers like on every map. And make sure you clear the lamp and the bush. Okay, that's if you want to milk. And just get in for free pretty quickly. If you want to kind of switch it up, you can have your combo go drop down. I personally don't really like this. As a medic, it feels insanely scary. But if like you catch a team off guard, you can either like walk up your side, Uber into them if they're still here, or just kind of like threaten them. If you're feeling really ballsy and like moving on super momentum, you can keep going through big door. But in general, like going choke is a little safer. Say you want to take the Uber into them. What you're gonna do is come over to big door and use around the corner and bomb up to choke. Again, don't chase through the choke. And as demo man, make sure you don't get too far, because you have to remember that your medic has to run up this little ledge and then finally flash you when he's all the way over here. And a lot of demos go a little too far there, and the medic's not able to get the flash on in time. But the key thing here is that you don't want them to see you. So that's why you walk up to here, use Uber here, place a sticky on the ground, and then jump over. And hopefully you've caught them off guard. That's typically only done on like 20% ad. If you have anything bigger, I recommend that you guys just go choke. Now what is flank doing during all this? Say you guys are going choke, trying to milk your flank. You guys, you have to be aware of traps as well. Because this map is very trap heavy. But the key thing here is look at the vision that you guys have. You can see if there are hiders like all over here. You can see if there's like someone in drop down. Like you can see if their team is passive, aggressive, and that'll decide a lot on what your combo does. And how like fast that they can go through the choke. So make sure you guys are communicating, saying like where everything is, in being the eyes for your combo. Does that make sense?
So that's what the flank would be doing. Okay.
Yep. And if your team goes big door, you guys kind of just gotta like get through here pretty quickly to go support your combo. You don't want to linger too long over here in case there are hiders. Like if you see people, take like a 2v1 or something, but try to link up with your team as fast as you can. I guess the last thing is, like, if you are getting through fast, say you don't really clear elbow, make sure you mention that to your team. But assuming you guys are counting players, then you probably won't have anything to worry about. Big asterisk on that, probably. Okay, so any questions about pushing mid? Cool. Right. You use your Uber, got in, and now it's disad on mid. So your medic, you're going to be in choke. Your demo, you're going to be slightly in front of your medic, but not too far in front of your medic. Pocket scout, same deal. You'll kind of be like spotting choke from over here. The key thing is, remember when you guys are taking the Uber through big door onto them, if you're too far up, like if you're over here, you're going to be caught to that Uber. So you have to be back far enough that if their demo bombs, you're not going to get juggled over here. Cool. Roamer, you're going to be hiding. Like here's fine, like drop down's fine. There's so many hiding spots. Flank scout, you can maybe hide in the bush if you want to be a gremlin, but I recommend that you just kind of stay over here and wait if anyone's going to feed into you. No one feeds into you, you're out of there. And then pocket soldier, if you want, you can play here, help spam, distract. As soon as they come in, just leave through big door with your flank scout. So that's holding middle on disad. Any questions? Cool. And now this is where it starts to really get fun. When you guys are on the aggressive side, when you own mid and it's even Ubers or better. So even Ubers, you're going to have a soldier and a demo watching choke, and then flank scout and roamer. You guys are going to be over here. But the key thing is that you don't want to actually fight this. Unless like you see no one's watching it, then you can have your flank scout run behind. But in general, someone's going to be watching it. Don't fight it too hard. And then pocket scout, your job is to watch drop down. But the key thing on this map is rotating your heals. So you can try to catch people off guard, be quick about the rotates. And there's a lot of like openings that you can create. So the basic one is just bring your heals, and everyone except for your roamer, bring them to big door. What your combo scout and demo are supposed to be doing, as well as like pocket soldier, you don't want to, you can just like jump over here, make sure you clear above, because people can hide up here. But you're just trying to spam them out, and your flank scout hopefully will be able to go through this door. There might be stickies on it. There might be stickies on like these ledges. So take this a little wide, check for stickies, no stickies. Okay, bait that a little. Cool, you're behind. And what you're trying to do is just make your way up into river and isolate someone and win a 1v1. And that's kind of like one of your sacks. It's going to be your flank scout going for a play in that situation. As well as like your combo as you're like tanking your demo, a lot of the times you'll be able to coordinate damage on like their demo or a soldier or a scout, and you'll be able to get that pick. And then once you have a pick, that allows you to pressure even harder, and Like sometimes you'll be able to get this deep shooting at them, and if you're this deep, then it'll open up space for either your pocket soldier to bomb through, try to get on their medic, or your flank roamer soldier to go through the choke. Just do a bomb like this, get on their medic. So that's rotating your heals to big door. The second sack that I actually like to start out with is to keep both soldiers at choke as well as your demo. Your demo is going to kind of like spam people away from here, give both of your soldiers 300, and then your pocket soldier is going to get tanked. Kind of walk over here, let the enemy use all of their rockets on him, and as soon as they do, say, okay, go. And that's the key to your roamer to bomb through here. And hopefully, like, these guys have used all their ammo on your pocket soldier, and they have nothing to shoot your roamer who's on their med. And, like, a lot of people don't expect when there's, like, a soldier right here for a second soldier to be flying in, like, right behind them. So it's a pretty effective sack, in my opinion. So any questions about breaking the hold or holding on evens? Cool. So say you force them. Actually, before I move on, you can also have your flank scout move to sniper, because this sniper sight line is pretty punishing. You can hop on top of this ledge and like even like deep peek over here. If they're letting you peek this hard, you should be able to hit your shot and get that. But like as anything, if there's a sniper, it's gonna force the enemy team to play in a certain way. So you guys can abuse that, like by sending your soldier through and they'll all be grouped up or something similar. Okay. Pushing into second. So it's kind of the same deal, just pushing into second, where if you want to milk your Uber, go through choke. And if you want to use your Uber aggressively, go through big door. What you're going to do is your pocket soldier, jump through, no one's above. There's people on the point, like I've created space. And then pocket scout, you're going to walk through, look up for soldiers. Okay, no soldiers are coming. Medic, you can walk through. As medic, typically you don't want to walk through here unless it is called that it is safe. And then demo, you can put stickies like at the feet here. Because if you remember the bomb that I said for the roamer to be doing, it's just like a high bomb up here, landing right here. If you have stickies there, your medic will never die. And then you guys can walk through and it's safe. The key thing to watch for right here is the forward spawn. If there's a sniper here, then your pocket soldier, you're going to be able to see that that door is open. It's your job to like jump over here and pressure that guy. And once that guy is pressured, then you guys have to get through this choke as fast as possible, so you can avoid the sight line and start walking up above the point over here. When you guys are walking up here, pocket scout, stickies can be placed here and you won't be able to see them from over here, so take this wide and clear that. As medic, if you're like looking over here and you don't see your pocket scout clear that or call that it's cleared, like take this wide. This trap has been known to kill many medics during matches. But then eventually you'll have the point, like just spam them out if they're still in river, take the positioning, and then you're good to go. You've gotten the point. And then flank, it's pretty straightforward for you guys. Just kind of slowly walking your way through here. If there's people at shutter, shove them out. If you're able to help as a roamer, you can help pressure this. But then like flank scout, you're just going to be kind of linking up to your medic, helping with the bomber if there is one. And just kind of like spotting things as normal. Okay, so taking Ubers into second aggressively. One thing that you can do is you can use through this doorway, have your demo and soldier jump up here, catch any picks if possible, but just be aware that your medic is not coming up here with you, so don't like go chasing them. Just like take the picks that you have. You're trying to catch them off guard, assuming like no one spot you from here. Just taking it fast up there. When you're pushing big door, same thing. If there's a sniper, come over here as medic. Don't let him peek that, and then get through the doorway faster. Or if someone from choke's able to pressure him, even better. But try not to let this guy get like free shots on you. Try to stay out of the sight line as much as possible. This is pretty oppressive from this angle, so good luck. The key thing with sniper is just you want your soldiers always pressuring him. The second Uber, and this one is kind of wild, and part of why I like Gully, is if no one spotted you and you know that they're going to be in river, you can actually walk through baby door. Like, if you are ready, you can double scout this. Otherwise, just take like your soldier, walk up these stairs, and assuming they didn't back up correctly, you just have like a complete flank on these guys. And they will pretty much wipe every time you do that. That's like if their demo is dead, or if you for sure know that their demo did not trap lobby. That's like the only timing that you can ever go for this. Any questions about pushing into second? Cool. So once you have second, a lot of times this door is going to be trapped. So unless you know their demo is not here, you want to push up through river. Make sure you clear over here. People can hide here. It's kind of rare, but they can do it. So make sure you clear that. And then walking here, like this wall will be trapped a lot. That little corner will be trapped. And then here will be trapped, as well as like the ceiling and the lamps, like right here. River has a lot of trap spots. If you see their demo right here, it is likely that he has trapped something. So with that said, if you do see that their demo is like spamming pipes, just have your soldiers do a better bomb than I just did. But just do like a fast bomb, try to get on that guy, juggle him up against the wall, and hopefully you can get the kill. Otherwise, he'll back up and it'll just allow your team to get in. Cool. And then like once you're in lobby, you can clear any traps that are still here and you're good to go. Okay, so it is even Ubers. You're trying to sack into their Uber and force them. There's a few different ways that you can do it. The most basic one is the pressure cooker, which basically means your pocket soldier and your medic and your demo are going to be here. Your demo is going to spam pipes over towards their medic, place some stickies here in case anyone jumps you. Pocket soldier, clear these traps above these doors and in this area. Also, one thing I kind of forgot to mention was that some people call this lockers. I just prefer shutter though. But you're kind of peeking this doorway and getting spam as pocket soldier. And then your medic, you're kind of switching to tank whoever needs it. Pocket Scout, your job is to watch lower main. And then while that is happening, this takes a lot of coordination. Flank Scout, if possible, what you're trying to do is get into water and then step onto the point, because this point captures extremely fast. So their team has to look at you and has to deal with you. And while that is happening, your roamer is going to just do a bomb into their medic here. So you're shooting your demo from launchpad, your soldier from shutter, your scout on the point, and your roamer bombing in. That's all happening at the same time if you do it correctly. And that's why it's called the pressure cooker, because you just have so much pressure going on them that a lot of times it's like almost guaranteed to force. A lot of teams struggle with pushing and breaking Ubers on this last, but I guarantee if you guys can get the timing right on like baiting the point, sending your soldier in, having that spam going, you'll be able to get a ton of forces. So any questions about the pressure cooker, because that's pretty important. Cool. The other kind of sack that you can do is just have like roamer jump through here, get on them, or just like do the scout bait the point and like your roamer does the normal bomb. Even if like your combo players aren't really ready to spam, just the point play alone and the bomb itself will still be pretty powerful. And even if everyone turns to protect their medic, like your scout's just gonna cap and win the game. So things to note is that sometimes there'll be like a sentry. If there's a sentry in the spot where I said, bring both your soldiers over here and you can spam that, and you'll be able to get it down. If it's like on the stairs, you can have your demo spam it from launchpad over here. Or if it's like over in that corner, you can have both soldiers spamming it. Yeah, pretty straightforward. You can also have a soldier spamming it from here. And you're so close to it that the NG can't really repair it. Especially if you splash your rockets on him at the same time. Cool. So let's say you force them. There are two main Ubers that you're going to be taking. The default one is just have a scout demo, use around the corner, bomb over here, try to catch them. If they rotate through spawn, there's a couple choices you can do. The biggest one is to try to collapse on them as they come out through the other spawn. So what you're doing as the combo, you stay up here and you wait, see them going through there, and that's when you call both of your soldiers in to double bomb, land right here, and again, small box. You guys should be doing a ton of damage to them, and hopefully you can get kills. The main thing that a lot of teams struggle with pushing this last is they end their Uber on low ground, or they try to play the point a little too early. You have to get kills before you can play the point when you're Ubering in. So if you guys come up here and like you see free kills over here, this is kind of the second option you have rather than the bomb. Get these kills and do a reset and then time your bomb. One other thing that you can do, if you find there's like a demo playing in water that is giving you a lot of trouble, you can actually flash your flank scout into water, and he'll be able to go through and hopefully kill their demo. But that's only if you notice like that there's a demo. You like push and you're just struggling with this one guy just spamming so much like shit here. And it's not really like a default that you would do. But the main thing just scout demo through here, land over here. Second option is double soldier here. Soldiers are very good on this map, so if you take both soldiers and land here, you deal a lot of damage. So that's kind of the river push. And then the shutter push is you just Uber through here and try to get them. Typically the shutter push is more of like a secondary thing if you want to catch them off guard or go off of like momentum. Or if like you notice that your river pushes aren't really getting any value, then you can try doing the shutter push where you kind of have more people in front of you and you're able to force them to go into spawn and then do your collapse on them top left. Cool. One thing for your soldiers is playing on this ring is very powerful, especially as they walk through left. Like if you don't want to bomb and land on top of them, have one of your soldiers land on the ring, shoot down at them. You'll get free kills essentially. Yeah, not really much more to that. Another thing that would make you decide to switch to shutter is if their team is doing a pyro, which I kind of forgot to mention is a viable strategy on holding this last, is if you have a pyro, you can air blast these people and you'll be able to stop them from getting through the doorway. You can also do it through shutter and it's very powerful. So NG pyro is kind of one of the defaults on holding this last. So if you guys, when you're thinking like, hey, where are we gonna push? You can have someone walk over here, look through this window. Oh, they have a pyro down there. All right, let's go shutter. Or like, oh, they have a pyro right here. All right, I'm going river. But remember, since you can look through this window, that pyro, he's gonna see you walk up those stairs and be like, okay, well, they're going river. I'm rotating over here. So it's all like mind games and picking the door. If you see he doesn't rotate, you can go over here and push through here. But sometimes you can like fake him into rotating and then come back. Okay, so that's Gullywash. Pretty much everything. Are there any questions?
I think you covered everything I need to know. Yeah, see, Gullywash is Gullywashing. Either works or doesn't.
Gullywash is very fun, in my opinion, because it is the map that allows you to outplay the opponent like more than any other map in terms of rotations. So it's very fun. All right. Cool. If there were no questions, then I will head out.
Yeah, so I think that's all for now. Thank you, Shadow.
Of
Thank you,
course. If you
Shadow.
guys think of anything, let me know.